Hello, my people. It's been a while. I've been MIA for some time now, so life happens. So I'm back, and I wanted to know how you guys are doing. And I have a very interesting topic I wanted to talk about today. So the topic I want to talk to you about today is about what really matters in life. You know, understanding what is important, what which is an interesting topic and it varies for different people. It cuts across different things for different people. But I realize no matter how diverse we are, intrinsically, everybody wants the same thing. Everybody wants happiness. Everybody wants, companionship, care. Everybody wants to be appreciated, you know. So, and I find in the world of today, a lot of these things gets muddied up. So for me, recently, there has been maybe like a tragedy that has awoken this reevaluation of where I am, what I'm doing, where I'm going. So recently, lost a very near and dear colleague. I've known him for a bit, but we just started working closely recently. I think about a couple of months now. So, and somebody else, apart from that, somebody else another of our colleagues as well, has been struck down with an ailment. So, these kinds of occurrences, when it happens, even going back to religion, some of these things you're taught that they are a lesson to you. So it doesn't happen to you, but it serves as a lesson for you of how transient life is, how fleeting things could be, 1 minute you're here, the next. So I think it's very essential and very important that we find people find happiness in what they do. You know, a job is important, a career is important, but by and large, I think people should do what brings them fulfillment. So you could have a job, a very important job for that matter, but does it bring you fulfillment? So, and there's a huge debate on that. You know, are you just working? Just getting money, or are you making? So, I've listened to a couple of people on this issue, and there's something that resonates with me, which I believe should be a pathway to achieving that, which is um, which is creating value for other people. Most times, if you're in a position that you can create value and you give people value, as a result of that, it brings meaning to you and it brings that fulfillment for you as well. So those are some of the things you should consider. You know, what kind of job are you doing? Is it is it all about how much you're getting, or is it that are you making an impact? Are you positively affecting people? Then another key thing to consider is your relationships with people, family and friendships as well. A lot of times we tend to take our family for granted. We've had them, they've always had our back, they've always been there. So, we let things that are trivial just come in between us, keep us apart. Whereby I think these are the people that love you the most, care for you the most, They support you the most. They want to see you succeed in any endeavor you set your mind to. So I think we should find a way. So, like I said, I don't want to prescribe because every situation is actually different. So, people should just find a way to look at what is important. Is this issue between me and him or her bugging? Is it so important? Is it more important than the relationship with a brother, with a father, with a son? I think we should. What is the priority here? So, a lot of times, these things, most of these issues are brought about by communication issues, then people, because we're human beings, we are prone to errors, making mistakes. So that shouldn't. I believe people are never beyond redemption. You know, regardless of what happens. So like because this is a conversation I've had with my wife as well. You know, when we talk, sometimes she'll tell me that there are things that she doesn't think she'll be able to ever forgive. So, but I always try and encourage her to not look at things that way. I don't think there should be a point where you say, okay, I'm drawing the line. Regardless of what somebody does, especially if it's a family member, you can always, I know it's difficult. It's not as easy as I'm saying it, but you can always encourage people, encourage them, support them. You've got this, you can do this, you know? So I'm going back because I think something important for human beings is stories we can relate to. And a lot of the times when I think of stories, my mind goes back to, the holy book, the holy Quran. So, and if you go through the holy books and you go through the stories, you'll find the story of Yusuf or Joseph, as is referred. So about the father and the brothers, the brothers, they made an attempt to kill their brother. But in spite of all they did, they lied to their father about, Joseph. But in spite of all, from the story, he never cut off his relationship with them. So when you think about that, what could be more dastardly, you know, more despicable than killing a sibling? But the father, he never cut off from that. So he always tried to encourage, try to guide them as best as he could. So, and I think these are the kind of lessons we ought to pick from these stories and apply in our own lives to have a rich, meaningful life. You know, you have to apply, get the right relationships, get the right fulfillment, you know, try for your health. And this, once you get these right, is going to enhance your mental health significantly. Significantly. You don't bear any ill will to anybody. So, and a lot of the times, you find out that that's where true happiness actually lies. Because if it was suggested by the world and everything that money is equal to happiness, of course, everybody wants money, including me, and it will make life a lot easier. But that is not the ultimate goal. That is not that's what we need to keep reminding. And it's not an issue of at all costs. You must get, no, because that's why a lot of times people go to all sorts of vices. People sell drugs and, And at the back of your mind, you know that some of these things you're doing, they're destroying somebody somewhere. You're selling arms, you're doing all sorts of Machiavellian things, Somewhere, somehow down the line, this is destroying lives, destroying families. You sell, pornography or whatever, you know, destroying a marriage somewhere. But as long as your bank account, you're getting the alert, people don't care. So it's a long way, but like every journey, one step at a time, one step at a time. So don't, if for instance you're listening to this and maybe you're involved in those sorts of things, there's a way back, you know, there's redemption. Your Lord is ever willing to accept anybody coming back. And importantly, we as human beings, we always look for meaning, and I feel tying things to God will give the mind, it will help you understand things and make sense of things and make sense of what's happening. So there's always a way back. Don't feel like it's gone or it's too late or whatever. No. As long as you're here, you're listening, there's always an opportunity to turn things around. Mm. So this is a little bit I wanted to talk about, and you'd have to forgive me for now. As you can tell, this is something I'm still getting used to. So my points may be all over the place. I don't know how. I just hope somebody somewhere gets to watch this and gets value. So thank you very much. Have a pleasant day. I'll talk to you some other time. Bye bye.